What's good, YouTube? And welcome to a wild ride of a market watch. So many meta twists and turns, but fair warning, April showers bring May flowers and my Texas allergies are out of whack. So if I stop to take a bit of a drink, that's what's going on. It's for the good of the video. So we have Legacy of Destruction opening week, and there's a lot of variants that's been changing. Nightmare Throne's trying to find its way after its buyout, and it seems to be starting to settle around $180 for the quarter century secret rare, and the regular ultra rare seems to be going for about $35, still the top of the lower end of the set after the quarter century secret rares. Nightmare Princess has gone to a solid third as Varudis comes down in price. I still feel like this is underestimated. I don't think it's Typhon 2.0 quite, but I do feel like it's getting underestimated for what it is. And Lightsworn Dragonling in a solid second as other buyouts are going on for Lightsworn on the market. But we do see Minerva now under $100 and quite a few listings at that starting to line up. Going through to the rest of the set though, Ragnarika, I feel like these quarter century secret rares might be a little undervalued if we see success with the deck. But that's also a pretty big if, and the standard for success for people to actually go after it. But the secret rares did have buyouts for these, and they are quarter century secret rares of secret rares rather than ultras. And I do just feel like under 50 is a bit eyebrow raising for the buyouts going on the market for these cards, including the secrets themselves. And then Tenpai Dragon has gone to about $20. It was that initial rush hype of people going, I gotta have it. Oh my gosh, I need it. Pushing it to 25. Now it's around 20. I think it will probably settle 18 to 15, but we'll have to wait and see because so many people are buying cards just to go against this deck, expecting the representation for it. Lightsworn Dragonling has continued to go up in price around $17 to $18. People want to play their Chaos Lightsworn, Twilight Sworn, whatever you want to call it, piles, and yeah, they're buying cards for it that are actually making me double look on the market that we'll talk about. And what I missed in the last video was Gandora G. This is the what are you doing, why are you buying this out card. Yeah, you read it, it clears the field, all that stuff. People bought it out to $18. There's like a singular sale over at the $18 range that we can actually go back towards. I just forgot to cover it in the last video as the ridiculous one. Yeah, here it is at 18. You can see a bunch around 13 and it's continued to come back down towards 10. I think that was the silliest buyout of opening weekend by far. But the Yugi good stuff is slowly coming up in price, and I think long term will be pretty good, especially the quarter century secret rares. And a reminder, quarter century secret rare, as long as Konami's had it around, will be retired, and maybe they'll go for something for 30th, we don't know yet, but eventually they'll turn and shut that down, and it'll be like 2.5 years of some promotion on, and then off, and then on for 30th, and then off, 35th, whatever. But yeah, do be aware, I mean, we can't be in the 25th forever, so I would be looking at certain quarter century secret rares, especially when it comes to like such icons as the final duels that little Yugi ends up having. Head-to-head battles has a new playmat, and I had to do a double take because I was like, that looks like Krause's work. It is. Artist Krause art here at the bottom credited. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly. We'll work on the Two Queens playmat, and it looks great. Krause has definitely outdone himself, and it just looks awesome. You can get it again at the head-to-head battles shop and use my code to support the channel directly. Now, for the plant goods stuff, we do see Bengal Lancer, which does not have a reprint still today somehow, actually just skyrocketing in price around $18, and people are buying in around that price, 20 and 18. So be aware this card has been bought out once again. I feel like we've talked about this card being bought out multiple times, but when it comes down to it, it could have a reprint at any moment. It's just about Konami getting around to it and wanting to cash in. Fellis, for all of the ultra rares, is getting buyouts. Duelist Alliance especially is up. The Mega Pack version is completely out, and then you have a Battles of Legend Ultra 2 before you're talking commons that are extremely affordable and you don't have to rush out to get those or anything, but the quantities are starting to go on even those. Pilgrim Reaper raised my eyebrow. I have a ton of Duelist Alliance bulk because that was towards the peak of my vending. 2 level 6 monsters. This card gains 200 attack and defense for every dark monster in either player's graveyard, and then you can detach one Xyz material from this card, each player sends the top 5 cards from their deck to the graveyard or entire deck if less than 5. So for Lightsworns, it fits in as a Dark for Twilight Sworn / Chaos, and then you also get to mill 5, and it's 6. It fits with Malicious perfectly being back. So yeah, be aware, extra mills on demand from the extra deck are pretty darn good for that deck, and this card has gone all the way to $2 to $3. You should probably be looking through your bulk for it. Salamangreat Raging Phoenix is something I have this whole screen pulled up for. Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf Ghost Rare has gone down, so it might be pulling some of the estimated value pulled there, and is just generically good for fire, and then even better in Salamangreats. But the box is what nobody wants to open, which is why it's kind of a failure of a box. Look at the rest of the set. It never really performed, and it's why they were kind of looking at Duelist packs. Let's not call it Legendary Duelist, because that's the TCG marketing. It's Duelist packs in Japan, and they've just added the Ghost Rare like Japan instead of the 5 Duelists that were for Legendary Duelists. So we're back to 3 Duelists with a Ghost Rare, and that model's not working too hot for Konami. The sales aren't there, but this one card is definitely pulling its weight in terms of what people want from the set, and has been coming back up rapidly throughout this month. Soundproofed we covered at $1, and it's now $4 to $5, and just so many people are spending so much in expectations of Tenpai being so accessible to people that they want to be able to handle it with ease. This also isn't going to get cross-out designated like a D barrier could, so this card can be activated start of main phase 1, only if you control no face-up synchro monster. Neither player can special summon a synchro monster until your opponent's next in phase. So you really just stop Tenpai from being able to access a really big chunk of their extra deck, and that's why people are swarming this one-time printed card. I believe it's the only printing soundproofed. I want to double check that, because a lot of cards today I'm like, one printing, and I want to be sure. Yep. Then we also have Heat Wave, which people have been playing within Tenpai, etc., or against Tenpai, and yeah, it's still a $20 card, so we're just trying to floodgate people out of the game. In fact, One Day of Peace, to stop Tenpai from having a battle phase, has been going up the commons like for the supers back up towards 12. Yeah, each player draws a card, neither player takes damage till the end of your opponent's next turn. So you're like, nice job, Tenpai. You're not getting to attack me. I'll just play how I want to play. It's really ridiculous how Tenpai focused some of these buyouts have gotten. And Necro Valley, for just so many different decks, but also able to be searched within Tenpai via Ancient Fairy Dragon, which is also going up in price, has a buyout on all of its high rarity versions going. You can just see such low quantities and up in price, and even like the Duel Saga version is going. Be aware, depending on the version, this is one of the most errata cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, not only for clarifying text, but also the effect itself. So make sure you know what the card actually does versus the version that you're actually ending up buying. It's definitely something to think about, and also when playing against cards as well, as people will try to get extra effects or be like, oh no, actually it does this, and try to play dumb with it. Don't get caught by people like that. Ancient Fairy Dragon's Quarter Century Secret Rare is up, and I did not know First Ed Ghost was around $600, and that's the listings, I believe, where it's towards, yeah, $590, $600, and I believe these are the lowest ones on First Ed near mint. Valmonica has those buyouts going, also for its collector rare. I see quarter century rare in my head when I see CR sometimes, but no, seriously, we see this absolutely going crazy towards $90. All the sales stop around $50, so we'll wait to see where we actually see this thing. How do I say the card as a tuber for the first time? Agathocacological. Got it? Got it. That card has gone absolutely nuts. Their field spell, I should just say. Spirit Reaper is about $2 for every single version, and every single version has just been creeping up over time versus its market price. Be aware of that. Last time I looked, it wasn't nearly this high, and now, like, we see $500 near mint. I traded a couple towards my giant volcanic Doomfire a while ago at a good chunk cheaper than that. Happy Lover got bought out for the champion pack, none listed. All I can remember for old Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it was played with advanced ritual art. Let me know if ARA decks are popping up somewhere for past formats, but Yeah, that's all I really remember it being used for competitively. And then when we see Ostinato for the Melodious stuff, which is also having Herald of Orange Light go for this deck, but also apparently this was bought out around the time of Madolches. So Herald of Orange Light super rares are going, as well as the highest and ultimate rares. This has been one of the craziest rides for a modern ulti, just watching the dips and the rise and the dips over the last 2 years with Tearlament bringing that around. Like Herald of Orange Light, Shizu, like it's been crazy. The oh no, sell it, oh buy it back, no sell it, buy it back, watching this specific card. But yeah, Ostinato also going to be a $3-ish common at this point. It's a good time to have a lot of bulk cards. I'm actually going to start my streams again going through those. And then finally, Psyframe Gear Beta has been on buyout mode. This is an ultra rare, but yeah, Psyframes, people have been working that engine back into things. You can play Lambda to be able to make sure you can always play things like that. Be aware, these are $10 lowest right now, and actually starting to see sales at that price, but not too many yet. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. I know it was a lot, and my voice is starting to already go. Thank you for watching. I love covering this stuff. It's been super interesting after the ban list, and it feels so good to be back with that energy and also interesting things to actually talk about.